Hello and welcome to Gears University. Today's video will be a sequel of sorts to last week's video. I'm going to talk about rotating around the map, this time on Foundation. I have to apologize again for the delay on the wall bounce tutorial. I just haven't been able to get the information across as clearly as I would like. I hope to get it out next week, but it might be the week after at this point. In the meantime, like last week's video, if you see any mistakes that I don't call out here, please let me know down in the comments below. And for now, let's just get right into it. Obviously, I'm dead to start things off on this clip. Normally, I would like to cycle through my team's perspective to try and see what's happening around the map. But because this player is taking me as a meat shield, I am stuck watching her perspective. However, I'll still be able to pull up the scoreboard to compare death counts between teams. This is the start of knowing where I need to be on the map off of respawn. As I roll out of spawn, I immediately have my TACOM activated. This allows me to see where my team is and where the holes in our map coverage are. I know that there's still a player alive in our home hill, so I'm going to quickly head over in order to clean up that kill as quickly as possible. My teammates have spotted this player, which tells me exactly where she is. I pull up my TACOM as I move closer to get a better look at her exact position and how she's set up. Looking at her outline, I can see that she has a shotgun out and is probably looking to push out for a quick kill, so I'm anticipating keeping my distance with my Lancer out. It's worth mentioning that if she had a different weapon out, like a Lancer, then she would be planning to sit further back, and in order to kill her quickly, we'd have to play more aggressively. Knowing that we have two teammates at our home hill and two teammates at E, I know that the middle of the map is our big blind spot. As always, I use the TACOM to see where my teammates are set up, so I can decide the best way to help. They don't appear to have too much pressure on them at this point, so I don't need to go straight there. So I continue my plan to hold the middle of the map for my team. As I'm running to mid, I barely see this player running through closed. I don't have time to spot him, so I'm going to give chase and as soon as possible start putting Lancer shots on him. This right here is actually a bit of a mistake. I expected him to have committed up to the stairs to the hill by this point, but when I see that he's not there, I should stop aiming and position myself better. I also never checked behind me to see if anyone was there. When using TACOM, you can't shoot your gun. However, you can do pretty much everything else, including reloading, so I always try to have my TACOM up while I reload. In this case, I can see that we have control of the statue area based off my team's positioning. I am also in chat with one of the players, so I do know that there are more players on bridge, so I'm committing to the statue fight. However, it might have been better to fall back and try and pinch them on the bridge. I heard the Hoffman behind me, and my friend called out a more exact position and said that he was going to push him. So I immediately turned and aimed my Lancer at head level, which allows me to cross for my teammate during that fight. However, the spot that my teammate got on the Hoffman shows us that he's leaving, so it's time to pursue him. This is a pivotal point in the round, and all the information is taken into account for this decision. I pull up the scoreboard in order to check the time on the main power weapon, which is the drop shot in this case. It will be respawning very soon at about 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the round. We also have 2 teammates that just died, and another dying very shortly, while 4 enemies are alive right now. The enemy also has a lead and will be capturing a second hill shortly, but we are winning the match 6-3, so we have room to lose a round here. All that taken into consideration, I decide it's worth the risk to make a play for the drop shot. If our opponents get it, then it will be very difficult for us to come back in this round, but if we can manage to sneak a pickup, then we have a very good chance to turn this round into a win. A lot of players like to hide behind these pillars, so I stay wide on the middle pillar to give myself as much reaction time as possible if an enemy is sitting there. I didn't have time to check the first pillar I passed and had to just run through. As I approach the drop shot, I see that the COG player is going for the pickup and I'm able to get a free kill. After getting the kill, I do a 360 with my camera to make sure I'm safe to pick up the weapon. I would normally like to do a more thorough search, but like I said, time is not on our side right now since I know that the E-hill should be getting capped by the COGs soon. Now that we have the drop shot, there's plenty of time left in the round, and I know that we don't have to panic. I take the drop shot to help my team take our home hill. I do miss the first drop shot but hit the second, and somehow the Baird was able to sneak into the hill, but I was able to melee him. One of the fastest ways to kill a player is by picking them up as a meat shield, and this allows us to start capping the hill just a bit quicker. With 3 enemies dead and our hill being capped, it's time to spread out. As the player with the drop shot, I decided to take it towards E. In this case, I know there's at least 1 player there, and probably 2. This will leave my teammate, who is one of the better 1v1 players I know, to fight the player I killed picking up the drop shot when he comes off spawn. This will leave me with 2 shots in the drop shot to try and take E. I hear the torque bow charging in front of us, so I immediately try and get out of any sort of sight line. The sound also tells me where the player is, and I'm able to use that to guide my drop shot. I'm luckily able to kill both players with the 1 drop shot. I do make a small mistake in counting players, and I should have run through mid to get towards the enemy home hill just a bit faster, because we do know that there are no enemies at E. But I correct this along the way and sprint across the bridge as fast as I can. I do send a drop shot a little early, but in the end it doesn't matter and we win the round. I hope this helped you learn a little bit about how to rotate around the map and choose strategies on a moment by moment basis. I'll let the entire clip play so you can see it in real time, and as always, let me know if there are any topics you would like me to discuss, and I hope to see you in the next video.
Smoke.